Travis, are we back?
Yes, we're back, Tom.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tom.
I'm Travis.
This is another great episode of Give Us the Launch Codes. And before we start, please, folks, don't forget we have a Patreon, right, Travis?
hmm
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Is it how much is it per month again?
Five a month. It is less than a gallon of gas right now if you live in Southern
Literally,
California.
and most parts of the country. Actually, I've been hearing it apparently across the
Probably
board.
by the end of April, our Patreon will be cheap compared to the average gallon of gas.
We
Uh,
have about six Patreon exclusives still on there, folks. So please take a
mhm.
listen. But also, don't forget, we're on Instagram. We are on the platform formerly known as Twitter. We are on TikTok and we're on YouTube. So you can see us instead of hearing us. But that's give us the launch codes and we're going to get into it. Because first, for Travis, as people can tell by the title, before we really jump into it, guess what I did on my Wednesday night?
Oh, what could you possibly do on a hump day?
Well, since I have a 5 week vacation for our glorious Easter, which in America we really rarely celebrate the real how it is, because I don't know about you, Travis. I don't know what a male 6'5" bunny who lays golden eggs has anything to do with Christ. Anyway,
Well, it's
I
always on a Sunday, and like a lot of people have Sundays off anyway, so what's the big deal?
yeah, I know, right? But well, except for me, I work Sundays.
Well, yeah, you have a different line of work than I do.
It's worth the money, folks. No, but I actually was able to do something in one night because, like you said, it was super damn short. Go to our Patreon, folks. I was able to do one of our fuck it's, like actually like watch it. Like, because I don't think
Ooh.
you or I have ever even attempted one of the fuck it's we've been talking
I
about.
don't think so. I don't think I've ever done any of yours.
I think you could do 300 the way I did in one night.
Yeah, I've thought there have been times when I go on HBO Max and I'm like, is it on there? And it's not.
I know.
And
It makes no sense. It's on Tubi. It was on Tubi for like 2 weeks and then gone. It's stupid, right?
yeah,
But anyway, I watched on HBO Max, speaking of that, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I watched it.
and you did it all in one night.
Yes and no. My Wi-Fi
Oh,
was pretty shot. I missed the last 10 minutes, so I had to wait the next morning and just watch it. But literally,
okay.
I watched it in one night.
All right. Yeah.
This is such a like just a left field take of Game of Thrones. Oh my God. I I was talking to my dad about it and I'm thinking like this is the like I was telling him about it and because he's never seen Game of Thrones. He's caught bits of it with me when I was younger because I was excited and he was like, "All right, this is just, hardcore Excalibur." To him it was hardcore Excalibur, like very gory and bloody.
hmm
It's not his thing. He doesn't need that. He doesn't like, he doesn't care to see men being torn apart. But when I was telling him this, he's like this sounds like Black Adder got into Game of Thrones. And
Wait,
it's true.
it's not too far from my Knight's Tale comparison, I guess.
Yeah. And he
I
was like
still gotta
this.
watch Blackadder. I've seen like bits and
It's
pieces,
on
and
Peacock. I've been watching it when I
oh,
can.
I
It's
don't have Peacock. Oh.
oh, come over. We should come over and watch that. But what's funny is we went further into it because first of all, the comedy, oh my God. First of all, I think I think Lionel Baratheon is the funniest dude ever in the
Oh,
Game of Thrones.
he's my favorite on that show.
Dude, he's such. I heard someone say it perfectly well. He is chaotic masculinity.
Yeah, yeah, with a little, probably a little twinge of homosexuality. Let's be real.
I
I
think he's
think that guy's.
bisexual. Oh, no, okay, you brought
I
that
think,
up.
yeah, sure. Like he doesn't just fuck women. I'll
You know what's
say
funny?
that.
You brought that up. Remember that line at the end of the show, at the end of this of season one, when they're up against a tree, and he's like this. He's saying, "You should come, to Storm's End with me. We can hunt and hawk and sail and whatever." Have you ever been to
Uh-huh.
Tarth? And remember, he's like, "You ever been to Tarth?" When he said that, I was like, "This. That is the equivalent of saying, you ever been to Bangkok?" That's what he said.
hmm
He asked me, "Hey, you've ever been to Tarth?" I'm like, "Oh, Lionel gets down with anyone,
I from the get-go, I could tell he was hitting on
everything."
like half the dudes. It's like,
You
nah, he fucks anybody.
you know what his mentality is? Lionel's
hmm
mentality is cake, even with a candle.
Yes.
I love what's so funny about that show. It's like the maester came as like, "Sir, he's dying. These wounds are beyond my abilities. Man, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here, you witch. Okay, I'm sorry. He's a shitmaster. You're fine. You're fine. Just don't worry about him.
And he was totally fine.
No, but the thing was, our main character, Dunk, was looking at him like this. I got stabbed 7 times, you fucking asshole. Bring him back. And the other joke, like this, hey, come with me and I'll love you like a brother. Or fuck you and don't, I'll hate you like one. I don't care. And I'm like, oh my God, the Baratheon brothers can really never get along in any time period. But
Oh yeah,
it
he was such a delight.
it
I
was
love Lionel Baratheon.
there was so many funny moments and like even like but it wasn't like to crack a joke like ha ha ha. It was literally, oh, you know what? My dad made another comparison and I was like, oh my God, you're right. He's like, this is because of Mel Brooks. And I'm like, what? Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. It was all taken seriously, but what they were saying was downright fucking hilarious. It was the mundaneness of it all. Like it's when you the opening of Blazing Saddles is serious. You're watching slave labor, and that one character says, "Dock that chick and days,"
Hmm.
and then there's jokes after that though. And then this one, it's like there's serious moments. They're all like, "Why are you in my tent, eating my food? You didn't pay me homage. You haven't brought tribute. What are you doing here?" Um, uh, uh, food, sir. I was hungry. And then that pause. He's got a point. I can't argue that actually. Yeah, yeah, pretty good.
But
Okay.
it's like very naturalistic humor
Yeah.
too. Like there's a deliberate effort to make humor, but yeah,
This
it's not
like
like Marvel humor.
no,
Yeah.
no, no. This is literally like Blackadder and Monty Python. Like I
Hmm.
say Blackadder more because in Blackadder the scenes were longer, they were beyond skits,
Yeah.
and it's just the serious situation, but the comedy about it where it's like, hey, is it weird that there's hair coming out of my stones? I think it's weird that you're telling me, dude. What? Or or like just oh, that prostitute who we thought was dead, and it's like, oh no, someone just ordered a weird kink. And I'm talking about this show to start it off just really hard because I think we needed this. Because the Game of Thrones series and House of the Dragon is very serious, but it's all about the royal houses and properness and how to lead and decorum, and the gore is super hardcore and visceral and everything's just pageantry in this. But this one is just like we got to clock in at 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this the series ends with that song, I sold my soul to the company store. That's how the
Hmm.
series and I'm like, this is basically if what was his name from the Unsullied? Grey Worm and Miss this is if Grey Worm was the lead. It's not about anyone with titles. It's just a dude
Hmm.
just trying to make it through. I mean, Jesus, it opens up with a burial scene, but then it cuts to him getting bitch slapped when he was 10. And I'm like, this is fucking hilarious.
Hmm.
And you're right. It's all in one set.
Yeah.
And I'm like this. I hope they do all 12 seasons because, yes, there's only 3 novellas of Dunk and Egg, but George R. R. Martin said he had 12 ideas. Just do all 12 seasons at
Just
this
do
point
all of it.
and make them all in one location so you can put. Now, this is the show where it's worth putting all the money in because it's all in one set. It's like the way they did Band of Brothers,
Yeah.
where it was all filmed on a compound of 50 acres and
Hmm.
that was the whole 10 episodes. This one, just one set, build it up, rent it out, fill it up. But now it's worth it for this TV show. This is where you put your money in. One set, all the money, and you never leave for like 6 to 8
Yeah.
episodes.
And you probably won't spend as much money either. Like if they do it right, you could
Yeah.
act this could be the proper annual release TV show that we've been like asking for that they've taken away from us because well it's like what Wes talked about. It's like a lot of they just don't know how to budget properly
Well, the thing is,
anymore.
HBO Max is where you watch The Pit. It's annual, it's in one set, and they're doing it right
Hmm.
with, 15 episodes. But if I heard right, I think season 2 ends filming in June or starts in June.
Um
I heard something about a Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Oh, sorry, Night of the Nine Kingdoms. I loved that ending, but I heard it's either filming in June or ending in June. So it could be annual. It could
yeah.
be. And the best part is, you said how they're saving money. I don't know anyone in this cast.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's how,
I don't recognize anybody like right away. I'm sure they've done things,
but
but
that's the right footing. All like we know America doesn't know these people, we can keep it cheap money.
hmm.
And I love how it connects. By the way, I'm not to ruin. Do you know how Dunk and Egg end actually? Do you know the lore?
No, no,
Okay,
I know
I
jack
won't
shit.
spoil that for you. People who know, you know. But one thing that's not in the novellas at all, it's just George R. R. Martin saying it personally. Dunk is one of Brianna Tarth's oh, Sir, because she's a Kingsguard, Brienne of
Hmm.
Tarth. She it's one of her ancestors.
Well, they're both very tall.
Oh,
They got
actually, George R. R.
that.
Martin pointed out that if you reading the book and then the novellas so far, a lot of the events match up and mirror each other for her and compared to Dunk. So Dunk and Brienne, Sir Brienne, they're relatives. And I'm like, that's genius because I see it now. And then also too, this is my fan theory, only because, and I know it has nothing to do with casting, but I think it was on accident. How well do you remember Sir Arthur Dwayne, the Sword of the Morning? How well do you remember? Remember that flashback where Ned fought two, it was 7-on-2, but those two guys were kicking ass and they just slaughtered most of Ned's guys. The guy with the double swords when Bran was going back in time to see his aunt give birth to John.
I
You
don't remember the fight. I do remember the birth scene though.
okay, but before that, the fight scene where
Hmm.
two guys were fighting seven, but one guy took on six dudes and like just massacred them.
Yeah.
That actor, Sir Arthur Dwayne, the acting style is the exact same way for the actor who played oh gosh, the Targaryen prince,
Oh,
who
okay.
sided with Duncan. Hold on, I got his name here.
The guy he was like the hand.
No, no, no,
He,
no. Oh yeah, yeah, the hand. Yes, 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 yes.
yeah, the
Baelor Targaryen.
Baylor. Yes.
His acting style, that actor, Bertie Carvel, it's I swear to God, I'm not joking. It's exactly like the actor who played Arthur Dwayne. I'm not joking. So it made me think,
Okay.
because remember, there's some Targaryens with blonde hair in this show and some with black. It made me think, oh my God, is Sir Arthur Dwayne maybe a bastard that we never knew about, kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Because I say that, even though it's Sir Arthur Dwayne, the show shows that Targaryens get away with a lot of shit. And
Hmm.
it kind of says like maybe the Targaryens were allowed to have bastards who could have names. By the way, I love this show is so timely because it's literally about rich people get either away with too much or they get bored in times of peace. Remember, that was brought up a lot. This is times of
Yep.
peace. People are tense and antsy. They want bloodshed. They want war. And what did Lionel keep saying? There's a war coming. I need you. There's a war coming. I can feel it. There's a war coming. I'm like, dude, it's literally like right now, people in power get bored in times of peace.
Hmm.
And I love, by the way, how the big climactic fight in episode 5 mirrors the Battle of the Bastards completely.
Yeah, it did remind me like a small scale battle of the bastards.
This chaotic. By the way, this was not as gory as I thought. It was just painful where people were like, "Oh God damn it, this hurts," but it wasn't like my liver's out. It was like I got stabbed. Jesus Christ! It wasn't that gory compared to Game of Thrones. It was just a lot of screams. I loved it.
I feel like the benefit because this is the kind of move you have to do if you're if you're making like a TV franchise with multiple shows and you just got to
Mhm.
keep it going past the original show. I think the benefit that A Song of Ice and Fire has as an IP with that is that it's compared to like a Star Wars or a Star Trek or
Lord of the Rings,
Lord of the Rings, Marvel. It's
even Harry Potter now.
well, okay, yeah, but well, okay, that kind of undermines my explanation. Is going to say it's relatively young. It's not that much younger than Harry Potter, because like the
It's
first
about the
book was,
same. They're about the same age of a franchise
I
length. I mean,
think,
sorry, of relativity.
yeah,
They both came out in the early '90s.
I think Cersei, yeah, I well, late '90s
Harry
for
Potter.
the first, no, Game of Thrones, I think.
I thought that was '92.
They're
Maybe
they're
I
pretty
mean, I
close
could be wrong.
together. But the
Okay, but
benefit is like you had Game of Thrones, and then you have House of the Dragon, which feels a lot like Game of Thrones, and then you have this other show which is totally different. And I think what helps is that Game of Thrones, the generation that would watch A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is the same generation that watched Game of Thrones. There's not like
oh yeah, no, it's not a big gap.
there's
No.
not this sense of like grown grown men of this franchise is passed on from their fathers. It's not that old yet.
No.
But whereas I think like, like the closest I could think of for like Star Wars to a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms in terms of like not in terms of tone, but like a drastic departure would probably be Andor.
Yeah.
Two very different
Well,
shows, but
but
it's like,
reverse. No. Yeah. Yeah, you're
yeah, it's
right.
like, oh, this feels very different from everything else. And then it's hard to say what that is for Star Trek, I suppose. Deep
Lower
Space Nine
decks.
tried
Lower
to be
decks.
that.
Lower
Yeah, well,
decks.
yeah, Lower Decks,
Well, think
yeah.
about it. Star Wars, Andor for Star Wars was like this. Oh, by the way, rebellions are actually suck.
Yep.
This isn't fun. This is Andor. Andor was basically this is not fun. Innocent people are going to die, and that's the reason. And it's like, oh shit. This
Mhm.
is like more like Star Trek. House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, OG Star Trek, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, very serious, taken, taken with logic and like we're talking, we're doing this, and then Lower Decks and Night of the Seven Kingdoms is basically like, is it weird that Klingons' foreheads are just like perfectly always like that's what it is. It's just people. It's
Mhm.
it's, it's the workplace hilarity that you come with, like Parks and Rec, Office, The Office. Sorry, The Office. But for Night of the Seven Kingdoms, they definitely did Blackadder. They definitely took like the Frankenstein, young Frankenstein approach, where the set was so serious. There's the cobwebs and everything, and then it's like this. Igor, no, it's pronounced Igor, or or wasn't your hump on the other? Never mind. Like it's that. And the quick thing I'll say before we wrap it up to keep moving, because I want to hear about your WonderCon thing. What I like about this TV show compared to the novella, because I haven't read the novella, but there's a guy named Alt Shift X, and I did this years ago. I listened to him just talk about this, and great, everyone check him out. The novella does not end the way this season ended. It's different in a key way.
Okay.
In the show, Egg lied.
Yes, he
His
full on
dad,
lies.
his dad's like, where the fuck? First of all, I love how the dad for Egg with his three sons is like, where the fuck are you guys? What the fuck's going on? He's literally like, he's like Red Foreman. No, he's not Red Foreman. He's just the stereotypical angry like 80s, 90s dad of like, why are you a fucking idiot? Why are you a dumbass? What the fuck are you getting?
It's like the McAllisters, you know.
Yes, yes.
It's
But
like Kevin.
but in the book, Egg's dad agrees to everything Dunk says at the start, actually. So
Oh, okay.
his dad knows that his youngest son is go off with this man, travel Westeros. You'll actually be better than your oldest brother because he's a douche. By the way, the guy who played the Aryan, I think Aryan, dude, he looked like basically, he looked like oh God, what was his name? Jacob from Twilight. He looked like that actor. Taylor Lautner. He looked like Taylor Lautner, but
Like an
douchier.
emaciated Taylor Lautner.
Such a that, by the way, that actor did great. Everyone did great in the show. But anyway, in the show, Egg lied. In the book, the Targaryens knew where Egg was, so they didn't care. So that makes me think this show took it smart. Every season now, hopefully 2 to 12, will have moments of the Targaryens are hunting down Dunk. And
Yeah,
I
and
like
Dunk has
that.
no idea.
But I like that because
Yeah.
in the third novella, there is a run-in, by the way. I will hint
Hmm.
at that. So that's why I love how they're actually changing this for the show in a smart way to show, no, it'd actually be kind of funny if Dunk didn't know that Egg lied again and the Targaryens are hunting them down.
Gives you something to look forward to down the line.
But it gives that continuity arc now for all 12 seasons. Hopefully. I am
Hmm.
hoping we get 12 years of this because will happily watch this shit. This show's great, folks. Like Travis said, I'm with Travis. I recommend watching it in just one sitting, 3.5 hours. It's fine. 3.5 hours.
Hmm.
Do it. You'll laugh your ass off. Ex if you are a hardcore Game of Thrones fan, for example, just the TV shows, you're in for a treat. It is so different and it's great. That was good.
Awesome.
So to get more into it now, because I know that people are wondering, okay, what's this all about? Travis, will you explain to us how fun WonderCon was? Because you are a 30-year-old male, an adult, yet
Yep.
you somehow which baffles apparently some people's minds. You enjoyed it
Yeah.
because you
And
should.
well, you make that seem like I was one of the older people at WonderCon, and dear God, I was not. There's a lot of grandpas that go.
What? No, you're telling me that
Some of them are
everyone of
my friends in the Star Trek costume club.
but you're telling me
Okay.
that everyone of all ages can enjoy this stuff? That baffles me. Wow.
um,
No,
one
yeah,
Wonder
yeah.
WonderCon's fun. I didn't get to go any panels this year. I didn't get to go see any panels. I was
Really?
a little. It just the timing of
Uh,
how it went out, where it was like. Um, well, because like my costume club had a booth, and I like volunteered to like run the booth for a couple hours
oh, that's
each
cool,
day.
dude. You had a
Yeah,
booth
yeah,
there.
and so like the rest of the time was me wandering around the convention floor. I didn't even bother getting a program, and then every time I looked at the programs, I nothing like stood out to me. Um, but whatever. I mean, the convention floor is fun because there's a lot of like crafting. There's a lot of like that the like crafting is being sold, or there's a lot of like rare stuff or whatever. I mean, I like I think I must have dropped like a grand in like shopping.
Nice. Nice. But
I-
you know what? But I'm glad you said that because I think you saying how you dropped a brand goes perfectly well with what I wanted to really talk about with you is I've noticed in the past 10 years, within 10 years, yeah, because really this social media thing has really kicked off since after we left high school. So
Mhm.
within 10 years, there's this weird hostility towards anyone over 18 enjoying a fandom of some kind that is not sports or politics. I don't know if you noticed that. And I know
I
most of the
haven't actually. Maybe that's just my bubble because I filled my bubble with my interests.
maybe, but I know there's other people who are listening in who can relate. And I know it comes mostly from right-wing influencers, but I've actually noticed it's kind of from anyone over 40 who has a platform in social media who does this, who says like, hey, if you're over 18, why are you still into Harry Potter? Why are you all into Marvel or comic books or Lord of the Rings or Star Trek or Star Wars or even, for example, like my shirt, Cartoon Network, like these are the villains of the Powerpuff Girls I grew up on. I'm wearing it. I'm 31. It's awesome. I've gotten so many high fives over this when I wear this out. And the
Mhm.
thing what I want to say is this is like I don't understand how it's only socially acceptable to drop $1,000 on being a Patriots fan or a Cowboys fan or a Dodgers fan or an Angels fan or a Raiders fan and buying the merch of the next politician for the campaign run. But you get this judgmentalness and called immature or you need to grow up if you drop $1,000 on comic books or um, those action figurines of like Godzilla or certain anime or like, oh, I'm always at the midnight premiere of an event of a Marvel movie.
Mhm.
I never understood that because it's just who gives a shit? It's really what it is. Like if you have a job of some sort, which I still believe everyone just gets some kind of occupation, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Pay your taxes because we do need taxes. It's just the problem is they're not done properly in this country. Don't make a sexual crime of any sort or degree, and don't be an asshole. Other than that, who gives a shit what you do with your money? Who cares if you still watch Chippendale's Rescue Rangers from the 80s and you're like 45? Matter?
Yeah, I would say like, the sports fans and like pop culture fans. I don't think they're really all that different.
No.
I mean, I'm friends with some who are like, both, but the type of people that obsess over, stats and team history and lore and stuff like that. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
the exact. I mean, you know it's different in that with sports, there's real people involved, and you could. I mean, there's real people involved in like writing stories as well. But like, if you're talking about like the things that entertain us, the people on the field are real. The people that I read in comics are not real. They are fictional characters drawn on a page. So,
But
but
you can
so,
still talk to the writer. There's a chance
oh
people see.
sure, yeah,
Yeah, so that's a
yeah.
it's still
It's well, yeah, it's well, yeah. So there's like a different element where you know the writer knows exactly where this is going, whereas for the sports game, no, it's happening in
live
the moment. Although some people think the NFL is scripted, so whatever.
and the NBA.
Um,
Betting, online betting. We'll talk about that
yeah,
later.
and then wrestling is in a weird middle ground where it is scripted, but it's also like live. It's like a weird form of live theater.
It's
Uh,
the weirdest form. It's basically live snuff, unfortunately, at times. Like people actually died on in WWE. It's insane. Well, like, and
uh,
I bring it up more maybe it's the annoyance I have when I hear it because I've even heard it from people who were a part of it. Like, okay, for example, Harry Potter. I don't know the actress' name, but I know she's a British comedian. The actress who played the herbologist, if I'm saying that right, in the
oh, I
you
don't
know,
remember her name, but I know who
but
you're
the
talking
one who
about.
pulled out the screaming potato.
Yeah, who
Okay,
played Professor Sprout.
that's it, Professor Sprout. The actress who played Professor Sprout, she was on a few years ago, she was on a TV show. It was either the news or an actual like talk show and sitting down to talk because again, in Britain, she is a stand-up comic and does other things. She does way more than Harry Potter. Oh my God, this woman has
Hmm.
a career. And when she was sitting down with I think it was four hosts, one of them had the Gryffindor scarf.
Hmm.
And he's like, he has it over his suit. You can tell he's happy. He's meeting someone. And she's like, this first thing she says when she sits down, she's like, what's that? She's like, oh, it's from Gryffindor. You're here. I want her to wear it. She's like, yeah, no, I know what it is, but you're 47. Why are you wearing that? It's for kids, dude. On live TV, she's like, an adult wearing something for children. What's wrong with you? On live TV, she did that to someone. I'm like, lady, you're a part of this. The hell's your
It's like
problem?
she's doing the William Shatner joke, "Get a life, but for real."
Literally. And it's so when you have people just across the board who are like, I feel it's over 40 looking down on those who enjoy stuff that, well, it was meant for kids. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it was because we're all still digging it. I'll still stop and watch reruns of Powerpuff Girls when Boomerang. I mean,
Yeah.
Boomerang's gone now, but when it used to be,
I I won't judge you for still being into Harry Potter as a grown person. I'll judge you for still being Harry Potter and buying Harry Potter stuff because of J.K. Rowling. I will judge you for that.
but you get
If you
you get what I'm saying though.
if you watch that shit ass looking HBO show coming this Christmas, I will judge you hard.
Like a lot of millions of people will be. You know that.
Yeah, well, there will be people. Well, that's the thing. It's like there'll be people that'll check it out because why not? But like, you think they're gonna do? You really think they're gonna get to book seven?
I ne- First of
No,
all, you
no.
mean
That shit's going off the air by the end of. If there's a season three, that like season three's like the farthest they'll ever go, as far as
well,
I
like we said in last week's episode, real quick with Wes, that's just too much money you can tell in what, 8 episodes, maybe. I don't know how many episodes per season they're doing, but it's like
know. No
that's a
fucking way they're spending 15 years making that show.
that's so much money. That's so
No,
much money. That first,
absolutely not.
I know the trailer had bad lighting, but just what you could see, it's like, oh my God, the Quidditch stadium looks like fucking Qualcomm. Like, how much money did they spend? Oh my God. It looks like Qualcomm, dude. Like, it looks expensive. That looks like real brick.
Yeah, yeah, like that, it's not, yeah, it was like, this isn't going to be Stranger Things. Stranger Things could sustain the momentum because we didn't know what was going to happen. But
No, this is different.
we have 7 books and 8 movies, and from the looks of it, it's just going to play out exactly the way it does in the books. What is there to really get excited for?
I think it's just, I've heard someone say that's, oh, shoot. Did I do something?
No?
Okay. Okay. I think I touched him. Sorry about that. I think it's just going to be for a bunch of adults who were kids when Harry Potter came out, book wise or movie wise, and it's just going to be for their kids, and they'll put it on and like watch it with them. But then the kids will like do it on their own. Like it'll be a bunch of like 5 to 10 year olds watching it. I think because it's a different mentality with that generation compared to when we were 5 and 10.
Yeah. But it's not going to be the mentality of, dude, it just dropped. We gotta sit around tonight and watch it a weekend together. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be that. They've that is a miscalculation I am predicting that HBO Max is going to make, and it's going to be a humiliating embarrassment for J.K. Rowling, which will make me satisfied. Because it's like, okay, we can go back to talking about what a shit ass bigot fuck ass she is.
Isn't John Lithgow the executive producer or the showrunner?
Well, I know he's playing Dumbledore. I don't think he's a producer.
I think he's behind a
I mean,
little
well,
bit.
either that or he's like a producer just
Wait,
so they
he's
can cover.
Dumbledore?
Yeah, he's Dumbledore. He's playing Dumbledore.
I thought,
And
uh,
Nick Frost is Hagrid.
yeah, and he's not doing a voice. That's what's weird.
No, which
Um,
I guess there's no reason for Hagrid to do a voice. It's just I'm so used
wasn't
to him having a
wasn't
voice.
wouldn't Lithgow be better as Slughorn? Do you think? I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of acting chop style. Like I'm not saying
I
Lithgow's
could
not
see it.
horrible.
I
You
could
can see him
see
as
it.
Dumbledore.
No, no, as Slugger. I mean, I could see it as Dumbledore and like well, okay. Actually, I can't see any of those actors because they were in because we had eight iconic movies with very memorable performances playing those characters. We had two Dumbledores, and I can't tell you both were great as Dumbledore. They did Dumbledore differently, but like,
Which
Richard Harris was a great Dumbledore and so was Michael Gambon. And anybody other than those two.
it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's like,
I
why?
think you know.
You
Hey,
nailed it the first time.
hey, the only one who could do Dumbledore is dead. Remember Merlin from Excalibur? That guy could do it. I love him as Merlin. He's just such a great guy. But anyway, back to it. But the overall, what I'm saying is just I think it's always been odd. And I look back on it now too when I've heard it from just overhearing it and all that. I'm like, hey, you know what? The job I work at right now, I got a bunch of 50 plus year olds who trade comics on the daily.
Ooh.
Like they're trading comics and they're actually in, if one of them is currently keeping up with the new Batman, the Absolute Batman storyline that's going on right now.
Oh, I haven't read it. I've only read this
I
Absolute Superman.
heard someone said this, they finally did it right. That's
I
what the
heard
guy
that
said.
it's basically like Batman without the money. I heard that's like the take
I
that
that's what some, it's Rorschach.
uh,
That's it. That's what it is. It's like you
a
to be Batman,
slightly
it's like,
a
hey,
Rorschach with a
hey,
better moral code.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like there's no difference from someone who's like that hardcore Patriots fan who has the jerseys, in the glass on the fucking wall, has helmets
Hmm.
signed, has the jacket, the hat, the jersey, the pants, the wallet, the the fake rings from the Super Bowls, compared to someone who like, yeah, I like House Slytherin. I have the robe and the scarf. Who cares? Like the fandom is what fandom is. Fandom is so broad of a term. It's like beer. You're
Hmm.
gonna just find a beer you like, whether it's a stout, a drought, the Canadian beers, the Japanese beers, the Vietnamese beers, American beers, blondes, ales, darks, fucking Mexico, all the way to Ireland. Even in Germany when it's not refrigerated.
Hmm.
That's why, like, that's for me. This episode, I wanted to do something more lighthearted, but more like it's kind of annoying because it's like I like in high school. Okay, high school is a good example. I wasn't into it just because I was just so deep in Sons of Anarchy and Venture Bros at the time and what TBS and USA were doing that Phineas and Ferb didn't do anything for me. But was I the douchebag saying, "Well, who's watching Disney? Queers?" It's like, really? Like someone's gonna like it. I heard from what I heard that Phineas and Ferb is great from what I've heard. That's just
Phineas
not
and Ferb is remarkable. I could still watch that and it'll make me laugh my balls
that's what I'm saying.
off.
I didn't do it at all. I tried to watch one episode, didn't do anything for me. I just went back to South Park. I went back to, Toonami when it started getting hardcore. I went back
Mhm.
to Comedy Central. I went back to FX because that was some crazy shit. But it's like you shouldn't down someone just because they like something that's cartoon or like, oh, is this kind of childish? I don't know. Is it you screaming for the fucking Steelers to get their fourth down? Hey, Denise, to get their fourth down, childish? Like, who cares?
Or like what Bills fans do, where they like in their tailgates, they like break the table and jump.
Yeah. Or Raiders fans. Remember when we used to have Chucky on a noose? Remember that? I love those years. I miss those years. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
I
like
hate John Gruden.
don't let people the best part about America, this is American. Enjoying something that is just there for everyone. And the fact that you can drop $1,000 on it, it's like that's the most American thing ever. It stimulates the economy. I bet WonderCon made millions of dollars for the city it was in. Like San
Yeah,
Diego
yeah.
Comic Con, like San Diego Comic Con. It makes
Which,
millions of dollars for San Diego.
by the way, I would not recommend you go to San Diego Comic Con. It is crowded and
So it's not
like
entertaining anymore, I heard.
I went for a day and I had enough pretty quickly. Like the panels didn't even matter. I was like, I'm done. Um, and no, like to me, I think the more local, the better. I mean, WonderCon is big-ish, um, but it's in Anaheim. I mean,
Yeah. I've
it's
always
funny you
wanted to.
mentioned, oh, I'm sure Anaheim made $1 billion. It's like $1 million. It's like, okay, they have Disneyland. That's like chump change for them.
No, but I'm true. Okay, you know what? You brought something else up. Fine. Let's go on to Disney. This whole I've heard that term, like, oh God, the Disney adults. Like,
See, I when you're talking about, I haven't heard too much of the whole like, oh, you're 30 and you're still into this, except for Disney. There's been a lot. I've heard a lot of discourse about Disney adults, and from what I understand, it comes from I think like actual child attendance for Disney has gone down. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's expensive to go there, and
it,
and a
yes,
lot
but
not
it keeps out the
yeah.
riffraff. It's family friendly, keeps out the riffraff.
There's that, yes, but like now you can drink at Disneyland.
That was the weirdest thing.
Used to not be able to do that. Now
Uh,
you can drink
I know
alcohol at in the park. They serve alcohol in the park now.
I think
That
that happened in 2016 or 17.
Yeah, because like I know there's a place in Galaxy's Edge
Yeah.
that serves that, which I've been to once, and it serves. It's like an open bar food area, but they serve obviously Star Warsy themed drinks, but they are
Yes.
alcoholic beverages. Um, and
There's a
I
legit
think that
bar also near the roller coaster in California Adventures. I know that.
oh yeah, yeah. I think that's where a lot of that might have been where the Disney adult stuff got started. That all that conversation where it's like there's so many adults here that Disney felt compelled to shift gears a little to service an adults only non-child group clientele where it's like all right
Definitely.
we gotta get
So
them buzzed.
that's just called business. Hey, that's just called business though.
I know.
But
And
that doesn't, but the negative
yeah.
connotation I've been hearing with Disney adults is like, so what? Well, what if
Hmm.
a couple who's 35 puts on Mickey Mouse ears and a shirt and has a great time at Disneyland just walking around? It's like, and
Hmm.
who does that hurt? Like,
Oh,
they're
Disneyland's great. I don't you know, my wife and I have passes, but
yeah, I have
my
cousins who
wife
have
I
passes.
work more days than she does because I have an 8 hour a day job, where she only works 3 12s. Um, and so she has like friends that she goes to on like
That's our producer.
like a
See, yeah, no, 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 she's right though. Look what she's doing behind you.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're watching the video, if you watch the video
Oh, sorry, folks. Yeah.
and you've been watching the video for a long time, you may have noticed I have a lot of Disney ears hanging behind me. That's where my wife hangs her ears. I also got a lot of Disney themed like tiny stuffed animals, including you'll see like to the very right, that is a Baymax
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
and if you look closely, Baymax is wearing something, and it's a Starfleet uniform,
I saw
because
that. Yeah. You can see
a
the
friend of
top.
ours in the Starfleet Club does a lot of like crochet work, um,
So here's the thing though.
so that it
What's
was like a gift.
the Mickey Mouse ears? There's nothing wrong with that. Who cares if you have like,
Yeah.
hey, it's like the hat guys who are grown adults. Dude, you have 15 hats. Well, yeah, I rotate them out. And so it's like, okay, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
But there you go. But okay, the Disney adult thing, I know that started coming out because of the alcohol sales, but then it's the negative connotation of like, dude, you're like an adult now. Why are you still going to Disneyland? Who gives a fuck? It's fun.
Here,
I'm not, you know me, I don't find Disneyland fun. I just find it personally boring. That's just me. That doesn't mean that like it's bad, right?
I, hey, well, you got two little boys.
And we ain't taking them till they're 10 and 8 because they better be walking on their own and they're gonna remember every goddamn motherfucking thing that happens that day. Nope, we were do. I am the only one on my in my family who didn't take their kids there because like, oh, under two is free, and I'm like, I'm not taking them to shit. Fuck you. Why? So I can walk around and not go on a single ride? Kiss my dick. I told my cousin that because like, oh, hey, you gonna take your kid to
not
Disneyland?
going a single wait, like you think the lines are like
No, no,
long
because
lines are?
I'm not gonna leave my wife with the kids while
Oh,
and then
okay.
she's not gonna leave me with the kids while she goes on ride. That's just
Because your
rude.
kids are too small. That's fair. That's
That's
fair.
what I'm saying. No, but I'm the only one in my family who didn't do that with their kids. My cousins all did that. And they were like, are you going to do it? I'm like, no. Why? Because it's not worth the fucking money. I'll wait till they're nine.
In fairness, Disneyland has a lot. Most of the rides at Disneyland are like not. There's not a lot of height restrictions on most of them, so
Yeah, but
uh, I,
will a 2-year-old fucking remember and be able to have a conversation on the ride home? Or are they going to be like this? Lights.
I
I'm
mean,
just saying, no, like
they might,
I'm gonna wait till no, I'm gonna wait till they're 10 and 8 so we can walk on their own, we can go on rides, and I can say on the car ride home, hey, tell us about the day. How's it going? Oh, you can cognitively talk about it. Okay, that's worth the fucking 2 grand I spent. Oh, it's hey, if they want lights, I'll did it like I did with my like what I did with my oldest when House of the Dragon first came out. We watched the whole first season because the dragon fire, he was like this. So no, like they got their light show at home.
Okay.
They're fucking won. So no, not even as a 4-year-old, I'm taking him. It ain't worth the money. But that's the thing though. It's just who cares? Who cares who's into what, no matter how quote unquote dorky, childish, targeted audience. It's like I guarantee you there are girls my age right now, because I know some girls through high school, I bet they're doing it right now, who are still watching, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, and they're fucking 32. Who cares?
I would say there's something to be there's something to be said. There's two ways of looking at this. One, it's kind of like, you know, let us have our let us have our escape.
Yeah.
The world is a terrible place, and we could jump off a roof, or we could therapeutically escape somewhere else just to get through the day. You could look at it that way, and then ask him like, "Well, what are you doing to make a world a better place so that we don't want to escape anymore? What are you doing?"
Well, let's
Well,
say the world
you're just being a little bitch.
that too.
Yeah.
But let's
Now
say the
that's the,
sorry, you go.
so that's one way of looking at it.
Let's say what's the second
Another
way?
way of looking at it is just we have like better stuff than to be fans of than our parents did, or our grandparents for that matter. I mean, this 50s and 60s is westerns. Westerns
Oh, it was.
have fallen out of style. It's a look into the past. And the further you look into the past, you realize, it wasn't quite like that. But like I know grown men who are still into the Ninja Turtles, which wasn't my thing. Who are still into Transformers, which also wasn't my thing. But
Robots in disguise.
they're so outlandish, and a lot of that, and the best versions, the best properties, they stand the test of time for a good reason.
Yeah.
There was something about them that resonated with people beyond, the time period they came out in and the age of the audience. It's like, no, that the reason they resonated, you can't just chalk that up to nostalgia, to simple
No,
nostalgia.
it's
No,
not.
it's something more and something
No.
deeper than that.
It's like it's like Bugs
It's
Bunny right now. Like
yeah.
my dad's almost 70. He still will watch Bugs
You,
Bunny from back in the day because it's Bugs fucking Bunny, dude.
you know what's interesting? Okay, so this kind of connects.
Mhm.
Um, so one thing that's fun to do at these kind of conventions is to look at the costumes.
Yeah, the
It's
cosplay is
just
so
a
cool.
let's see, there's a lot of Fallout this year because of
Of
the TV
course.
show. Saw a lot of Vaulters, of which I one of my friends in the costume club dressed up like a vaulter for a day, and he even had like the Pillboy wrist
The
thing.
Pit Boy? Yeah, the Pit Boy.
The Pip-Boy, is that what it's? Oh, the
You
Pip-Boy.
said
Okay,
Pill Boy, which
I did
you
say Pillboy.
hold on. In the video games though, you can pop a lot of fucking drugs.
That's fair. Yeah, I saw a lot of cool looking Pit Boys
Oh
actually.
God, dude, you gotta, yeah, dude. There's been some cool
I
stuff I've
saw a lot of
seen.
Vultures. I saw a lot of NCR. I had another friend who was dressed up as an NCR
New
for a
California
day.
Republic, baby.
I think I even saw like a do they call them a Legionnaires or do they call them
Legionnaires.
Centurions? Oh,
No,
Legionnaires.
Legionnaires. I think a
Okay.
centurion is a rank for one of the generals.
Oh, okay.
They're
I
Legionnaires.
saw a Legionnaire walking around. That was cool. But I saw but I also see like a lot of X-Men costumes. And there's like so many X-Men. It's easy to do.
There seems like, yeah, there's a
A
lot of
lot of
X-Men.
rogues. I'll see like I saw a couple of Logans in plain clothes
Because yeah,
where it's like
Logan,
they're just wearing the it's like a dude that was blessed to have a lot of hair on their skin and they're wearing a wife beater and they did their hair
like
like
Logan.
that and they
Yeah,
have like a fake cigar in their mouth. Um,
that's
but
Logan. Logan's anyone can dress as Logan, almost.
I think and a lot of these people are like our age. X-Men's been
That's
around since
dope.
the 60s and you know what's interesting is that a lot of the first of all, you know what they all the costumes had in common? None of them were from the movies. You know why? You
Nice.
know why? Because the movie costumes suck dick.
I
They were
like
just
them. I like
boring
them.
black leather, nothing distinguishing the characters. If you ever not even read an X-Men comic, if you watched any
Oh
X-Men
yeah, they're
TV
colorful
show,
as hell. They're
they are
crazy.
that is how they're supposed to be. They are colorful as fuck. And that's what makes them awesome. That's a big part of what makes them awesome and why X-Men is fun to read and look at. But no, so I guess what I was thinking is like, nobody, the people our age would have grown up with the X-Men movies, but it's not, and they may like the X-Men, but it's not the X-Men. It's not the movies that they want to emulate. It's the stuff the movies were based on. Like, which I think just further proves that, like, those stupid ass costumes were merely a product of Batman and Robin scared the shit out of us. We can't have
Yeah,
colors.
we can't have
That's the
nipples.
only reason they did that. It's because Batman and Robin bombed 3 years earlier, and instead of Hollywood being like, maybe we should actually consider who the built-in audience is for this instead of just selling toys. No, Hollywood didn't do that. Hollywood just said no more bright colors.
No
Oh,
more
Blade.
nipples.
Oh, Blade was a hit. Black leather. Blade was a hit. The Matrix was a hit. Black leather forever. That's those movies are so fucking dated for that alone. And no,
Oh.
Rogue is where no, I see like Rogue and of course it's a Rogue because she's got the white streak, but she's wearing like her
Yeah, yellow and green,
yellow and
right?
green outfit
And she's got like a
and
brown jacket
and
sometimes.
maybe sometimes they wear the brown jacket. Yeah, and it's like, no, that's not the Rogue. That's not crying Anna Paquin Rogue, who's like, oh no, I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I'm my power. No, this is Rogue who stole Miss Marvel's powers and flies and punches people, and
And calls people Shug.
yeah, yeah, even her enemies and she can do it in a very mean way. Shug.
Yes, I know. I
Yeah,
saw. Remember that.
that's Rogue. That's the Rogue people want to be.
We
No,
we want
that's the
this.
Rogue people want to escape to.
We want Storm where we see those Tina Turner thighs. God damn it.
So like that just shows that like I think it's a great example of like how X-Men has resonated throughout the generations, far beyond the specific things that happened that were popular that would have
Oh, of
influenced
course.
us. I've been thinking about X-Men a lot because I had just picked up at Comic-Con for $200 because it's out of print. I picked up
Ooh.
the Volume 1 omnibus for Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont,
Ooh,
which if you know
nice.
anything about X-Men, uh, Chris Claremont is the reason people give a shit about X-Men. Stanley and Jack Kirby created the X-Men, but Chris Claremont made it what it is. It made X-Men worth making a hit Saturday morning TV show in the 90s,
Mhm.
and many years later rebooting that show on a streaming service. Like, you
Well,
know, like
X-Men resonates so much with people because it's it's the you understand the villain. He's wrong. Magneto's wrong. You understand him though. Like you really understand why he has this warpath genocidal mentality. You just it's the villain is like, fuck, I get why he's like this, but fuck him.
and sometimes he's the good guy, or
Yeah.
sometimes he's reasonable because he has a point. Yeah,
He survived
Magneto.
the Holocaust.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
How long can they keep that backstory going in this
Oh, they can't anymore. But like for at
he's
least
only
all
100 years old.
well, it makes sense that an X-Men can live longer though because of the
That'll
mutation.
have to
So
be
I
the excuse. But
it is the
yeah,
excuse,
no,
but
like it's not just the Magneto, the whole conflict in general about like this persecuted minority group. And
it's super,
and
yeah,
it's a malleable conflict
to every
that
point in human history.
yeah, and that multiple writers have been, unlike the movies, multiple writers have been able to evolve. You know, the existence of the Morlocks was Chris Claremont realizing, wow, the X-Men are really just a civil rights metaphor if you're a white Jewish guy, who are the two dudes, which is the case for Stanley and Jack Kirby. Oh, I'm white and normal, but I'm secretly this other thing. Oh no, then you got the Morlocks who have like scales and horns and reptile faces that are living in the sewers. And then Grant Morrison comes along and is like, well, actually, those people will like start up their own like ghetto community. Like I think it was called like Mutant Town. And actually, and then eventually, like they'll create their own culture, and then like you know, the mainstream will think it's cool in the same way that white suburbanite kids want to listen to black people's rap music, you know.
NWA,
and then
Wu-Tang.
and then more recently, um, my friend who a friend of mine got into X-Men comics only recently because he was reading they were reading the current stuff. Um, but like recently there was an arc where Jonathan Hickman wrote where like the at Magneto, Xavier, and the X-Men basically create mutant Israel. Where it's like literally they go to the Krakoa, the living island, and it's not subtle. Like the Israel Zionism metaphor is not subtle. Where it's like
No,
we're a persecuted minority, we need our own.
land.
We are stateless people. We need our own
That's
country,
awesome.
our own land. And so they literally start up a mutant nation, and
That's
like
awesome.
Beast runs X Force, which has become like their version of Mossad. And it,
That's
and
hilarious.
there's even something in there where they find out, oh, there's actually native people living on Krakoa before us. Oopsie.
I like that.
That's like there's so many. It's like, that's how
Relevant
Stan Lee and Jack
points.
Kirby had no idea like what they were, the potential of what they were doing, and how malleable and evolvable that concept is, because the underlying conflict is like it's broad, but as a result, it can come in many forms and just yield great story ideas for decades.
Well, that makes sense because it's kind of nice we're at that point in with just specifically superhero stories that we've evolved now and we get to really see evolving currently. Because okay, look at another example of a superhero who's evolved. Look at Batman.
Hmm.
How it started off with like, I lost my parents to crime. I'm gonna fight crime, but I'm not gonna have a no-kill rule, and I'm gonna do it the right way. And then it ends with this. We're at the point now with Batman. We're like this. No, dude, you're the problem. Actually, you're the problem. At first, it's like, yeah, Batman, you're no powers, but you got the will and you're kicking ass, and you never use a gun. You're bringing people to justice. You're the world's greatest detective, and actually, you're kind of the reason why probably 50,000 people have died.
Hmm.
So, no, Batman, you gotta go. I like how think about with Robert Pattinson's Batman, we're at that point where it's like, dude, you're the problem. Get the fuck out of here. I love it.
Yeah. And
What the
the no kill rule for Batman is what makes him interesting in that regard too. It's like he really does have all this anger. and hate and resentment, but he never
Kills.
he refuses to go there. Which to me I think the best sort of framing on that is the idea that Batman realizes how dangerous he is. Like he is more dangerous than any of his foes.
Yeah,
It's like
he's
he could lay Gotham to waste if he wanted to, but the no
he
kill
could
rule
leave.
is like
He could lay the whole planet to waste. He knows how to kill every member of the Justice League.
it's like Batman knows how psychotic he actually is. And that he is like maybe not so different from his colorful rogues gallery, but except for the fact he doesn't murder people. And that is like the one thing that separates him. It's the one thing that keeps him in check. And I think that's fantastic. I think actually like the most interesting Batman stories is when they lean into that conflict a lot.
Of course.
It's why when Batman started killing people in the Snyder movies, I was like, it's not just like, oh, you broke canon. Like that's it's not just that. It's like, oh, you made Batman like a less interesting character now.
Yeah.
Like
That's why Batman versus Superman sucked. It's like he he threw a grenade at that guy, and you hear everyone's logic. Well, someone stabbed him in the head. And what? Like, and he had a full metal plate helmet. Who cares? He threw a grenade at a dude.
yeah.
He fucking, or he killed the guy with the crate. And remember, you see his brain splattered on the wall, that blood stain. I'm like,
Yes.
he just fucking killed a dude. You can't kill
So
people.
just make the Punisher. Just make a Punisher movie if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, isn't it funny how we got two Punisher movies that people are happy with, but still, people are still happy with the first two Punisher movies. That first Punisher movie, I will fight for that. That holds up.
And John Bernthal, they're still
And he's with
he's
Spider-Man now.
yeah, he's still yeah, exactly. He's such a I mean, I thought his TV show on Netflix was kind of boring in kind of a
Interesting.
streaming drama. Yeah, it was mostly just like, this is a 13-hour movie. It's a little
Oh, because
slow.
the
It
whole
was that
how
kind of
yeah, okay, yeah, I get you on
like
that.
it's I'm not exactly getting the he's shooting people every episode that show I wanted. But that's okay. He was great in it. He always was great in it.
Maybe we'll get that Civil War miniseries where we actually see the Punisher start killing people. Like, fuck that, they're villains. Like right in front of Captain America. I think he murdered like Scorpion right in front of Captain America and just filled him full of lead. Okay, here's something to tell back into because you said like, hey, the world sucks, let us escape. What if the world was perfect and good? Who cares still? It actually works both ways. If the world's shitty or not, this
Sure.
these things still work because it actually fills the mind with imagination and fun. It's like watching Lord of the Rings for the first time, right? And you're watching it, you're enjoying it, and then like Klingon for Star Trek, people can speak Elvish,
Hmm.
right? And I've heard people say like, well, it's a waste of a time. You know, who's speaking Klingon? You're never going to use that skill. Okay, I still don't need to speak any fucking lick of Spanish, and I can still do my job. And trust me, I run into so many Spanish speakers every day. And guess what? I just say this: I don't speak it. I'm here to help you. What's up? And guess what? I still help them. I I don't need to speak I don't need
No.
to speak a lick of Spanish. So it's like,
Lo siento, no habla español.
yeah, but knowing Spanish would probably have the same value as knowing Klingon to me in my life because it's like it doesn't matter. I
That's
still use
actually
English.
that's
It doesn't
actually
matter.
kind of genius.
It is. Think about that. No, no, really. Klingon is taught in college, and so is Elvish. The specific, I know, because first of all, for you folks who don't know, Elvish has a very broad term nowadays, but specifically the Elvish spoken in Lord of the Rings.
Tolkien
That
Elvish, yes.
There you go. Tolkien Elvish and Star Trek Klingon are taught in colleges across this country.
Yeah.
Guess what? Knowing that language has the same weight and value as knowing Spanish because it doesn't mean jack shit. You can still get your life done. It's like knowing trigonometry. Gives a
Uh,
fuck.
I mean, in fairness, there's probably more professional applications for learning a foreign language, like if you want to go into intelligence
You just
or
said it though, if.
diplomacy
I'm
or
talking about
whatever.
every day. I'm talking about every
Yeah,
day
yeah.
use.
I'm just saying like Klingon and Elvish don't necessarily have those applications. I'm just thinking broadly here. I was thinking my sister had a friend in college who was Palestinian, and I think he took like an Arab speaking like an Arab class,
Hmm.
Arab language class, and and he noticed there's like a couple of like one or two white kids in there, and when he asked them like, "Oh, why are you interested in speaking Arab?" They're like, "Oh, I'm hoping to go into the CIA." Of which
That's
my sister's friend was like,
you said.
gross.
I was hoping he would say to pick up Arab chicks, but this is worse.
Because I love hanging out at hookah lounges.
I used to I used to hang out at those a lot. They were fucking fun. I love hookah. I was doing that since like I was at 18 to 23. I did that a lot. Okay. They're so great, dude. Hey, white peach and white grape taste amazing. And I'd be there for like I'd close the place down.
hmm
But yeah, no, it's like okay, like even English, it's like, oh, Great Gatsby, all these classics in literature. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'd rather have read, frickin' Watchmen or The Dark Knight Returns or frickin' Preacher or Hellboy. I'd rather have read those in high school because Gatsby has had no value in my life. Fuck that
Yeah,
book.
yeah, I'd like to read. Let's read the Dark Phoenix saga and then talk about why that was so significant,
Yes.
which would require a massive crash course on like his years of X-Men history, but it could teach you a lot about serialized fiction. Uh,
Shit, why not? I don't know. Here's
and and then and then explain why the movie versions of Dark Phoenix don't work because of that.
no, they just don't know. Yeah. Oh, here's a better one. Here's a more current one. Dune's pretty fucking canny right now.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wish we read
Uh,
Dune in high school. I would have happily read all six books because I didn't think controlling a fuel source and a chokehold point was so relevant.
he who controls the strait controls the world.
Fucking Christ. Jesus. Oh, you have a overweight pedophilic old man going full on roar like warmonger and shit while lying to the rest of the world. That made me fucking cry. At least they don't have AI in that world. That's a Student seems better because there's no AI in that world. It's illegal. It's
No, they
outlawed.
killed their AI. The Butlerian Jihad.
No, we're trying to put our dicks in it.
Now we're setting up the stage for,
The Great
we're
War. The
setting
Great
up the
War.
stage for the Butlerian Jihad to take place. But you got to
So
have something to jihad against.
so does that mean my great grandson will be able to like really get high off the sauce and become a navigator?
Yeah, I don't know how you become a navigator. Are you just like when I
You
grow
just
up I want to be
you OD on the sauce. You OD on the spice. No, I read
I can
once.
I
I
can
find
perceive space time.
I literally know if I remember hearing once the way first of all it's selected you're selected to be a navigator in a way but you literally OD on the spice to the point where it
Mhm.
transforms your body. You were
This is how
like,
you know that book was written in the 60s. Just the idea that
oh yeah,
you need to get high off of drugs
no,
to
and,
do
and by the
space
way you're
travel.
not like sniffing the sand, you're putting it in liquid form into your fucking veins and then like you're also doing this. Oh. No, no. Hey,
I'll
watch
let the listeners use their imagination as to what Tom was doing.
look at Dave Lynch's Dune. When you see a space navigator like this, oh dude, that used to be a human. Yeah, that's how much spice he took.
Yeah,
If you look at
he's
a few like a freaking space navigator,
they
you're like,
need junkies to fly their starships.
hey, it's like Ray Charles on the piano.
That,
Get a
that's that's
get that
how we'll
heroin
fix
addict.
that's how we'll fix our drug problem. We'll just have all the drug users go on Spice instead, and then enslave them to be our space pilots.
So what are they? Our field? We have them as air traffic control.
Yes, yes. That
We
is their.
hey,
It's
hey,
either that or they go to rehab and.
I got a better one. I got a better one. Have all our heroin addicts be our dispatchers for like truck driving companies.
I can perceive space-time. I know exactly how to schedule you properly.
Hey, they all act like
This is
Kramer.
the golden path.
They all act like Kramer redoing the NYPD, NYFD's navigation routes. It's like, I got a quicker way to bypass everything. You guys will get there in seconds. You'll get there in seconds. Just take this path down 22nd to Broadway on 4th Street, and you'll be there in 2 seconds. I swear to God. I love that episode where he just like redoes the entire basically routing of the
Oh my God.
NYFD. Remember that? Oh, oh fuck. I know we kind of trailed off and I
Anything
know.
else you want me to anything else you want me to talk about for WonderCon and how cool it was? You know what my big okay, you're talking about like people thinking like fans are people too old to be fans or whatever. Miserable people who are forced to grow up too quickly or whatever. For me, I'm more interested in the toxicity of fandom. You know,
Oh, that's
and
you know what? Bring that up because I that it's
I'm
a
more
double-sided
interested in
coin.
that. I'm more interested in that, yeah.
We'll
And
try
what
to
I
say double-edged sword.
found,
Double-edged sword. Thinking of the metaphor. Sorry. Is it double-edged
we
sword or
all
the same, two sides of the same coin?
we got it. Don't worry about it. Um,
Like, hey, like Deadpool says, you can't beat off a dead horse.
um, what I what I found is like how you know it's kind of hard to say like online right now if you say that you like I'm going to talk about Star Trek because that's what I know best. If you say you like any of the new Star Treks, especially if you right now if you say you were into Strange New Worlds, get ready for hate comments. Get ready for a lot of hate. People calling you a shill, people calling you stupid, people calling you a fake fan, or whatever. That's online.
Yeah, but you
It,
like I know where you're going
that
with this because you said in a previous episode, give it 20 years, people like this. Strange just New Worlds was like the last good Star Trek.
Yeah. Or did I say Strange New Worlds or did I say Starfleet Academy?
You didn't say Starfleet Academy. I know people are
Okay, I
shitting on
meant
Star.
Starfleet
Okay,
Academy
I know
because
people are shitting on that.
that's the new one. By the way, did you? Okay, so I've been going on Reddit a lot more. There's like
Yeah.
usually for like a big IP or whatever, there's like one. There's kind of like one main Reddit.
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Trek has two. There's r/Star Trek, all lowercase. That's the nice one. That's the one with the nice. That's the one where the nice Star Trek fans live. If you want to be mean or get really negative, um,
Go to the
or just risk going into unsafe territory, go to the one that's called r/star_Trek. Star and Trek are capitalized. Um, and it is and the Reddit, I think the following base is like just as big, it's around as big as the other one. So it's like Star Trek has two main subreddits. Um, like that's how bad it is.
I know. Here's the thing about
That's
fandom.
how awful it
Well,
is.
actually, you know what? This just shows people that there is a negativity towards fandom that is just like, dude, go get a go. It's that Robin Williams line from Good Morning Vietnam. That dude's in desperate need of a blowjob. If you're that negative about shit, but
Hmm.
then the toxicity of fans you're bringing up for people to also think about it to kind of tailor it back to what we talked about. I hope, even though like you have no, you happily have no faith in this series. I do hope HBO is protecting the three leads because it can get very bad for them.
Yeah, I do feel bad. Those are the kid actors in that show are the only ones I feel any sympathy towards because they're just
They're
kids. They're trying
working.
to
They're
move.
working. It's
They're
like Egg. It's
working.
like the actor who plays Egg in Night of the Seven
Yeah.
Kingdoms. He's trying to get a job.
The adult actors I don't respect because they should have known better.
No, but like even
Nick Frost should have known better. John Lithgow should have known
well,
better.
it
Fuck them.
doesn't. Well, it
But
doesn't matter about that. What I'm saying is, let's say it's a different show. It's just these kids need to be protected because of how toxic fans are. It could be of any franchise. Let's say it
yeah.
was them redoing the Hunger Games. Let's just say that. Like they redid the the three books again as a show.
Just
You got to
whatever you
protect. You got to
just whatever
protect
you
their.
do, don't put him in a room with Drake.
Yeah, but like, you got to protect who plays Katniss, the new girl who plays Katniss, because it's gonna get bad.
Yeah.
It's that it doesn't. It has nothing to do with like, oh, you should have known this or bad. It's like fans can get so negative that those child actors need a good protection PR team that's can get off the internet and don't go on social media because people are dicks and assholes.
Hmm.
It's like that's the one thing about toxic fans where I'm like, what happened to you?
Well, and again, a lot of that is online. You go to WonderCon, I'm not saying no toxicity exists, but it that
There's decorum.
it doesn't show its like I'm literally in a Star Trek like like costume club, and yeah, there's some old people that like I'm like friends with people that are like over twice my age who've like who've like I remember when it was on reruns in the 70s and I was so excited for that first movie to come out in 79. Like I know a lot of those guys. Um and some of them have been honest about how they felt like, they didn't much care for the new stuff. Like there's a guy I know. He's a father. All his kids are grown. I know one of them, and he's like, you know, I appreciate what Strange New Worlds is doing, but that's not the 1701 Enterprise to me. That's not, that's not what it looks like. I
Hmm.
remember how it looked in the 60s. I remember what those sets looked like, not the glissy
The
oh,
J.J. Abrams.
yeah. Sorry, you notice my light just went weird.
Yeah, it
My
did.
double what the hell? I'm sorry, my computer just did something very weird. I'm a little distracted by that, so sorry about that. Anyway, um what was I talking about? Oh yeah, my buddy.
How
Yeah,
like
my buddy. Yeah, where he deep down he's like, to me the sets in the '60s Star Trek look very silly. They look very silly to me. I respect that they looked cool for the time. But I can't say that they've aged well. Not to me, but they have to him,
well the thing is
and
very few things
and he's
do from that
respectful and
age.
understanding of that. It's just, but it's like that's just how he feels, and it's like a very nice conversation that I have with these people, and it's like, and that's who you run into in these circles, especially when you're at Comic Con. It's like, yeah, for the most part, everyone just kind of wants to be nice to each other. People want to like, and you see it the most when someone goes, "I really like your costume. Can I take a picture with you?"
That's all cons are about nowadays with the cosplay.
Hmm.
People just like want to take pictures with people because it's like, oh my God, it looks so good.
I had somebody do that with me.
Nice.
And
What'd you dress up as?
I was dressed up in I wore two different uniforms. I'm at the point. I actually have four uniforms now, four different Trek uniforms now, but I was wearing the if you remember from Picard season 3 when they started wearing the leather jacket, not you personally, but if you're listening, if you're a listener and you know your Star Trek. In the third season Picard where they start wearing those leather jacket uniforms, I have a red one and I actually got like a Star Trek. I got like the correct com badge for that, and of course like my pips. And yeah, I had somebody want to take a picture with me, and that was surprising because usually like Star Trek uniforms are a dime a dozen at these cons, and no one ever wants to take a picture with you because they see like variations of you everywhere. But no, I had a couple of people that wanted to take a picture of me, and I almost walked past them because I didn't think they were talking to me until I realized no one
Anyway,
answered. And then I turned around slowly. I was like, wait, are you talking to me?
you know what I love about the cons now? All WonderCon, Blizzard Con, every single like one, even San Diego Comic Con. There are professional cosplayers now who like that's their like living, that's their income, and that's so cool that they
Yeah,
can
they
do
make
that.
money of like selling pictures and people, I guess, paying them to wear their costumes or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a living. It's
hell,
it's
that's so American. That's America. Like I get paid
it's like
money
a
to
more
dress up.
wholesome version of like OnlyFans or stuff like
Well,
that.
those same people, bet some of them are in that costume on OnlyFans. I bet there's a couple.
Perhaps, perhaps.
Everyone loves Slave Leia. Everyone's gonna still love that Slave Leia costume is never gonna lose its luster.
Ah, I love the low effort when like low effort but clever costumes. Um, like an obvious example is I saw like Peter Parker, where but from
Oh,
Across the
the
Spider-Verse, where he has like his wife's bathrobe on over his costume. I
or
love that. Yeah.
I love it. You've told me people also dress up as the version of Peter Parker who's just Peter Parker, the no hero, no power, the amazing what was it? What's that comic book art called? The Amazing like Shutterbug or whatever, where he plays. There's a comic out there where it's Peter Parker, but he never got the powers. There is a comic out there, yeah.
Okay. I'm not familiar with this one
I thought you
somehow.
told me about this. Maybe it was someone else, but there was that people at Comic
Hmm.
Con who dressed up as Peter Parker, just Peter
Yeah.
Parker with a camera.
There's quite a few Matt Murdocks walking around. That's another kind of low effort but clever costume. All you
Oh,
need
Jim
it
Halper.
Jim.
Actually, everyone who dresses as from The Office is the most low effort ever. The Office, Parks and Rec. There's people who do that at cons. They
Hmm.
dress up as like The Office, Parks and Rec. Oh, hell, even South Park or Bob's Burgers. That's low
Oh,
effort.
there's a couple. Oh yeah. There's a lot of Belchers and South Park kids walking around.
Oh, or anyone from any doctor show. Just like, yeah, it's that's pretty not hard to get.
I like the Breaking Bad ones. There's like a Jesse Pinkman, and
Oh, yeah.
you can always tell it's like if they're Jesse Pinkman if they're young-ish and they're wearing an oversized hoodie but like a too small beanie. It's like yeah, bitch, is what you want to say to them.
It's called.
He's looking up this obscure Spider-Man reference
It's
online on his
killing me now because I
computer.
remember. I thought I swear to God I heard it from you. Yeah, Peter Parker, the Amazing Shutterbug.
I never heard of that.
It's Peter Parker. If I remember right, it's Peter Parker, and it's just he never got bit,
You
and
know,
you're just literally watching a you're reading about a dude,
it's like that. It's like that.
but but all the
It's
stuff
like
is happening around him. It's
it's
like
like
what?
that. It's like that joke from Rick and Morty. Is like that one video game was
Oh
like
yeah.
Ralph, a life well lived.
No, it's not Ralph. It's
So-
it's a more vanilla ass name.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, like
yeah,
Phil or
hey,
something.
remember what Rick said? You went back to the rug store.
Yeah, it's like a GTA type game, but it's just like someone living a boring life.
Roy.
Roy, Roy, a life well lived.
No, but that's the best part. It's someone literally did that as a Peter Parker thing, and I'm like, that's genius. I like that. And hey, do that with all of them. Let's just do like Batman. But his parents lived and nothing ever happened, so Bruce just became a really wholesome billionaire, like really cared about the environment. It'd be such like the most mundane shit. I love that. Oh, Roy. Oh, but dude, that's probably the best C plot. Roy, a life well lived. Yeah, just think about it though. To get so like roasted by your grandfather, you went back to the rug store after you beat cancer. What the? Hey, remember the next one, dude? This guy's playing Roy, and he burned his social security card. He's off the grid. It's just the picture of Roy literally burning his card like it's a draft dodger from the Sith Vietnam era.
So,
What? Here's how. Yeah,
cons are
cons are great.
nice. You
I
should go. You've never
no
been to one, have you? You should
nope.
go.
You know what's Kate? I'm
Same
glad you're.
age, the same age when you take your kids to Disneyland. You should also
I
go.
want to take them. You know what's funny? I'm glad you said that. So me, a lot of things I haven't done, and in my head more just because it's like, the money, and it's not downing like I wish I could. I wish I. It'd been nice to have gone to even BlizzardCon when I realized it was at Anaheim. I'm
Hmm.
down with it. I like World of Warcraft. I like some of their stuff. And it's like, yeah, it'd be cool to go. It's just that, my mentality on certain things where I'm just like, how much is it? I'm just kind of like that penny pincher guy. But that
Hmm.
doesn't mean let's like I think it's dumb. I think Comic-Con, I mean, I know Comic-Con's just it's just too crowded. I'd rather go to WonderCon or LA Comic-Con or Long Beach Comic-Con. But God, it'd be cool to there's in Ontario, the anime convention. I want to go to that because
Ooh.
I love Berserk and I love anime. I want some Berserk stuff. But the thing is, I know it's like, well, you can get it online. I'm like, yeah, but it's like what you said. There's something about going to a convention center and buying something there. There's this
Oh
it's
yeah.
more valuable, it's more meaningful. I would love to get the brand on a necklace, but at
Hmm.
the anime convention center. So I if anything, I think I'm gonna go to the anime one this summer and I'll talk about that because I love anime. I know I gotta get you into anime. There's some anime. I've been sending. Did you get that one video I sent you about the chicken on Instagram?
Oh. Oh.
Just watch that, and I know you're gonna be like this. I will not be watching this at all, Tom. What the hell is this? But anime's great. Anime's freaking amazing. Everyone needs to watch anime. Oh, you, there are some you need to watch that I know will just freaking get to you. Oh God, there's some good shit. Like you've heard of Graveyard of Fireflies, right?
Oh.
Sorry, Graveyard for Fireflies.
No.
Oh, it literally takes
You thought
place.
changing the title would make it more familiar?
Oh, this anime takes place 2 weeks after the bomb.
Oh.
It's that good. They knew what they
Oh
were doing.
wait, you might have told me about this one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I know I've told you about Princess Mononoke all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's like that's
That's a classic.
what's that director's name?
It's the same guy who did That's the same guy who did Graveyard for Fireflies.
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki. It's the same dude.
Miyazaki. I almost said Kurosawa. It's like no, it's a
No,
different
that's not.
Japanese. It's a different filmmaker. Very different filmmaker.
Very different subject matter. I swear.
in Star Trek that in Starfleet Academy they named a ship
Yeah,
after Hayao Miyazaki.
yeah, yeah. You told me this.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah. No, dude, Star Trek does some fun stuff about human history.
Yeah.
I kind of would
They
like to
they
see.
only never name him after they name their ships after human guys.
Yeah,
Hardly ever naming him after like alien people.
I really hope that they utilize the holodecks more with more shows like they did with Lower Decks because it's like, are you telling me no one wants to go back to Mass and Square Garden in the '70s and watch Zeppelin? Led Zeppelin play? Like, are you like no one's used the holodeck to go see a concert? That's all I would be doing. I'd be going to see ELP. I'd be going to see The Who, Jimi Hendrix, The Beatles. I'd be using that holodeck to go to every single concert from the '60s and '70s.
No, that's what they should have done with Tom Paris on Voyager. They set him up to be like this like I'm a big nerd at 20th century Earth. But like all he with the exception of the one time where they time traveled to 1997 and met Sarah Silverman, who made a guest appearance in that two-parter. Yeah, yeah, that happened. That fucking happened. It's okay. Uh, but yeah, no.
Wow.
With the exception of that, it was like, it was like, oh, he only knows like stuff from like the 50s and earlier. He never talks about the 60s or 70s or 80s. It was made in the 90s, so I guess that was like
The joke.
maybe that was too soon.
In the
Maybe
sense
that
of
was
like
too it was like
the relativity of the show, I get that. A '90s show is going to talk about the '50s instead of this. I get that.
no, but he's really into Flash Gordon-esque serials, hence the holodeck episode
God.
where his Captain Proton program ends up fucking with the ship. Because of course it does. That's what holodeck episodes do. Why even have those? They're more trouble than they're worth.
That's when the AI gets crazy.
Jordy nearly fucked up the Enterprise because he said, hey AI, generate an original." Actually, this is aged well. Yeah, generate an original Sherlock Holmes story that Data hasn't read to make a challenge for Data. And what he should have said was a challenge for Holmes, but he said Data, so the computer got meta and had its Moriarty take control of the ship. They should just like jettison those fucking things. They gotta like take up so much energy. I'm surprised Voyager still played with them. It's like, aren't you lost in space? Aren't you like worried you're not
Hey,
gonna get
hey,
home for another 70 years?
hey, but Travis, when the world is kind of shit,
Yeah,
you need
it's
an
true.
escape. It kind of goes with what you said. If the world's
I
shit,
know. This is why I like Battlestar Galactica better.
this is why I like Red Dwarf. I think that's our episode. Just saying, like,
Like,
there's no need to be a dick about fandom, either towards it or for it, because it's just
hmm
it stimulates the economy. It's a lot of fun, and you also do kind of you open your mind more when you realize, wow, X-Men pretty relevant with civil rights even to this day, like every point in human history. Batman, what it means to be a real hero. Even Superman, what it means to just be good. Just do it. Just be good. Fight for good and just do good. You shouldn't have to explain it to a panel of politicians.
I just like I
Even
just think
video. Sorry, what are you saying? Sorry, go
I was gonna say I just like I think my favorite story of like a fan who got mad is Ronald D. Moore, who he was a Star Trek writer for 10 years, and he was on Next Gen for 5 years. Then he wrote on Deep Space Nine for 10 years. He also co-wrote Generations and First Contact, those
Yes,
movies.
yeah.
And then he was on Star Trek Voyager for 2 months and was like, fuck this, I'm out. This is not nearly as good as the last show I was on. This is bullshit. Star Trek is stale and formulaic, and I am pissed off
Uh,
about this. And 3 years later, he made Battlestar Galactica, which was fucking awesome. But the more I watch it, the more I realize this show was just more venting his frustrations about the staleness of Star Trek,
that's
and he went out of his way to make like an anti Star Trek, and
that's
it pushed science fiction on television so far forward. Like it was like a kick in the butt that genre needed.
that sounds like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Alan Moore saying, "Oh, you want Justice League, motherfuckers? I'll give you Justice League, you
hmm
dicks."
that's a that's a good example of angry fans doing something very productive
Oh, well, that's what you're supposed
with
to do
it.
with your anger. Remember what in remember the Titans? You mad? You pissed? You're good? You want to fight? Good. Harness it and save it for the field. Anyone can just beat randomly start throwing punches. You have to control it and use it on the field.
Yeah.
That's
Fantastic Four was the result of all the things that it was basically Stan Lee was ready to quit comics, and then his wife said, "Well, what's the comic that you want to write?" And he's like, "I want to write a comic where the heroes are flawed and don't always get along with each other." And he made Fantastic Four, and then the Marvel age of comics began.
and who's the guy who left Disney and made DreamWorks? Same thing. It's like fuck you. Fuck you. I'll give you Shrek. Shrek is
Well,
basically him saying,
he was just pissy because he didn't get a promotion. That's what that was
but that's
about.
productive. Hey, productive anger.
That's fair.
Productive
Yeah,
anger. It's here's
that's
a
true. Jeffrey Katzenberg is no dummy. I'll give you that. Except when he came up with Quibi, that just might have been old age at that point.
at
Also,
least
another person connected to Star Trek. He was a Paramount executive that was directly responsible for like overseeing the production of the motion picture.
you ever
It's
get that?
all
Hey,
connected.
oh, it's all connected too. Because now I'm thinking of other. You know what I'm thinking of right now of like hate, like people hate on. It's like I never got to understand the people who hate people who play video games. It's like who gives a shit? It's like it's kind of relaxing. I'm replaying Skyrim for the fourth freaking time, and it's amazing how deep that game is. I did not realize that when I was in high school.
hmm
You got to play Skyrim. I might just buy that for you for your birthday. Just say fucking play.
I still got to finish Red Dead.
You have to finish Red Dead,
And then I got Fallout 4 sitting on my shelf.
and then
So
you got Last of Us Part Two, and then you got the other game. I think you have like five games.
I got a couple of games and I'm like, these games are so dense that
Oh my God.
I can only focus on one at a time.
Dude, Red Dead is too dense. That's a we're gonna talk about that later. Red Dead Redemption's 2
And then I
is
got to decide if I even want to play Red Dead after play it again after I'm done with it
I you
and make
won't.
different choices.
I tried. It's too much.
It's too
I
much.
did. I tried. I swear to God, I tried to play it again, and I'm like this. Fuck, man, it's gonna take me a year. I literally dropped the controller. It takes a year.
Hmm.
It took me a year to beat the game. I was dedicated too.
Yeah.
I was tired of getting like, "Hey, mister, can you help me?" I just started shooting people.
It's a lot faster to play low honor mode.
It's you know, isn't it funny how it's so much quicker to be a dick in a video game
Yeah.
nowadays? I'm just like, fuck you, don't talk to me. Will you help me? They robbed me. Well, I'm gonna rob you of your life.
Uh,
All right, folks, that was our basically our second shoot the shit.
it's it's fun to dress up in costumes.
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
Oh my God, it's amazing to put on a costume. I
Yeah.
mean, for fun and Comic-Con stuff. Nothing else.
Were you making a joke?
Yes, I was making a sex joke because
Oh,
kinkies.
okay. Okay. Uh, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Please
Uh,
subscribe to our Patreon. We're still hitting it hard. We got a lot of exclusives still on there. Two fuckets, for example. One about literature. Ooh, books.
and please subscribe to our Patreon if you want to listen to some of those. Please, yeah, $5 a month.
$5 a month. We're cheaper than gas.
Cheaper
That's a
than
good hey, that's a good
we are
tagline.
cheaper than gas, or at least we will be in a town near you.
Well,
Coming
we're
soon.
don't worry. The war won't increase our prices like your grocery bill.
No, no, no. We are not. We have no right to be inflationary like that yet.
Yet. Yeah, when it's $300 a barrel, we'll raise it to $6. It'll still be cheaper than gas. Hey, it's like Bob Belcher with his burgers. Did you know that in the last recent episode?
Yes, yes. In this season, he raised his price by like $1.
But do you know how much his burger cost?
It's like 6.95
Do
now
you
or
understand
something.
how freaking insane that is?
His burgers are cheap. It
Did you see how much his fries were?
was like still under $1 or
No,
something.
it's 289 for a thing of fries. When I saw his list, I'm like, dude, are you making money? You're in he's in the East Coast on a port town. He's literally on the beach. He is on a coastal city in the East Coast, and his burgers cost under $7.
I know. Yep.
You know, when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck do you guard for? How do you do that? I thought his burgers were like $14. His burgers are under $7 at a coastal city.
Time is relative in their hometown.
But I don't even know what their city's called. I just love the Belchers that Bob's like, oh no, I'm raising it to under $7. Like, dude, you're fine. You can raise it to 10. You should be raising it to 10. Linda, talk to your man.
Remember, COVID did not happen in that universe, and we know that because the restaurant's still open.
Oh my God, that's right.
There's a reason why they did not do a COVID storyline because they're like that place would be fucking closed if that happened.
I think it would have gotten dark, huh?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
that
It's
sound.
mm-mm.
You know what? I like TV shows that ignore COVID. I think it was actually a bad choice for a lot of shows to like recognize COVID. I'm like, nah, you should
Yeah.
we needed the escape. You shouldn't
Let's wait till like 10 years and then we can do some COVID
yeah. I
fiction.
didn't like that This Is Us did COVID. I was like, nah,
Yeah. I didn't even
nah.
like when Ari Aster tried to cover it with Eddington.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that movie. I thought it was kind of a little too both sidesy for my taste.
Yeah.
Um,
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed this fun nerd out, basically is what it was. Be a fan of something. Go be a fan of something and defend it, be proud of it. Uh
like
nothing is
things and be happy with it.
yeah, nothing has an age limit. Everything's
Even if
ageless.
it's a sports team, no shaming the sports fans.
Exactly. I would say as a fan of some awesome stuff, go rewatch Star Wars, the first six movies. Go rewatch it like for a fan. It's awesome. They hold up. All 6 movies hold up. They're great. The first 6. Don't watch anything else. Maybe Rogue One, but you don't need to watch
Maybe
it.
Andor.
Andor's too on the nose. Bye, everyone. Live long and prosper.